friends, welcome back. Noel here, and this is lesson 8 in Blender. In today's video, we'll be learning about modifiers. Modifiers are tools or operations that can modify the look of an object in Blender. Without wasting time talking, let's get started. Okay, I'm already in Blender, and the first modifier I'm going to show you is the mirror modifier. The modifier's properties looks like a wrench, a blue wrench. So I'm going to click on that. Now you can see there's not really anything other than this add modifiers. Click on the add modifier drop down. Now you can see all of these. These are modifiers. Now I'm going to go under the generate and I'm going to go to mirror. It appears like it didn't do anything, but that's not the case. I'll go into edit mode. And if you're wondering what the mirror modifier does, it's duplicating the object and its actions. Now I'm going to grab this on the x-axis because that's where the mirror has applied. You could put it on y or z, but right now I'm just going to keep it as x. So I'm going to click G on the x-axis. Now you can see there's something that looks exactly like it, but it's not in edit mode. That's okay because let's say I go to edge select and select this edge. I'm going to hit G on the x-axis. Now you can see it changed exactly like that, but just on the other side. Now if I go into vertex select and select this vertex and hit G on the x-axis, now you can see it does the same thing again. So it's going to replicate what I did on the original object. So now what if I want to put them together? So I'll show you that. I'm going to hit A for all. I'm going to click G and the x-axis. Now I'll just try to put it as close together. Right now, I don't care. Now you can see on the mirror modifier, there's clipping. Check mark it. Now you can see if I grab it on the x-axis, it's not going to move the whole thing. Like it becomes 1. But if I didn't have clipping, it'll still be like 2. When I make the object, I'll show you guys how to use this in real life. So now I'm going to go on to the next modifier. So I'm going to just delete this. Go into object mode. Go to add mesh. Right now I'm going to add a cube. Now I'm going to scale it. So I'm going to hit S. I'm going to make it pretty big. Now I'm going to go to the cursor tool and put my cursor there. I'll go to add, mesh, and this time I'll just go, why not a cylinder? I'll just scale this up right now and I'll rotate it. So I'm going to hit R on the x-axis by 90 degrees. I'm going to enter it. Now I'm going to grab it on the x-axis. Grab it on the z-axis, and I'm just gonna put it in the center. Right now I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna select the cube. Go to add modifiers, and I'm gonna hit the Boolean. Now I'm gonna select the eyedropper, and I'm gonna click the cylinder. You could also just click on this and click cylinder. Now I'm going to apply it. Now let's see what it did. So I'm going to grab this and put it out of the way. Now you can see there's a hole right there, like where we put it. It essentially modified the object by making a hole that looks exactly like the cylinder. So I'm just going to quickly Command Z it a bunch of times. Now I'm going to select a cube, add modifiers, Boolean modifier, get a better angle. I'm going to go to the eyedropper. Before I was on difference. Now I'm going to change it to union and see what happens. Now I'm going to apply it. Now if I delete the cylinder, now you can see it actually added the cylinder to the cube. So if you do difference, that makes a hole in the shape of the cylinder or the object that you cut. And if you do union, that will add the shape. I think that's it for the Boolean. I'm going to Select this and delete it. Let's start building something which we can apply these modifiers. Say a truck, and while we're building it, we can try to paint it and we could try to make the lights glow. So let's get started. I'm going to delete the solidify. I'm going to go to add and add a cube. And I'm going to go to the modifiers and add a mirror modifier. I'll grab it on the x-axis. Put it there for now. This is going to be the base of the truck. I'm going to adjust the dimensions roughly, so we might need to change it later on. So I'm going to select this face. I'm going to click G on the x-axis by 1 meter. I'm going to select this face. I'm going to grab it on the y-axis by 10 meters. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go to loop cuts. I'm going to put a loop cut right in the middle. Now I'm going to put a loop cut here. I'll go to loop cut and slide, and I'm going to adjust it by on factor. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to adjust factor. So this is going to be the trunk. These are going to be the cabin, and this is going to be my front. I think my front cabin's a little small, so I'm going to select all of these. For that, I'm going to do a shortcut. So I'm going to click Option and click the loop that you want. Now I'm going to click G on the y-axis. Move it front. Later, I'm going to adjust the trunk. Not really the trunk, say frunk, because this is going to be electric, so yeah. Now I'm going to go to face select. I'm going to select these two faces. And I'm going to click E to extrude by 1.5. I'm going to go to edge select. I'm going to select this edge. I'm going to grab it on the y-axis and just going to put it in a little. I'm going to select this edge and I'm going to grab it in a little bit. Okay, now I need to make my front bigger. So I'm going to go to the face select. Select this face. I'm going to grab it on the y-axis. That should be good. I'm going to go to vertex select. I'm going to select these 3 vertex. I'm going to grab it on the x-axis and I'm going to put it in a little. I'm going to select these 2. I'm going to grab it on the z-axis, put it up a little. I'm going to select this vertex. I'm going to grab it on the x-axis. I'm going to adjust it there. I'm going to select that vertex and I'm going to grab it on the x-axis. Now I'm going to select these 3. Get a better view. And I'm going to grab it on the z-axis. I'm going to go to my edge select. I'm going to select this edge and get a better view. I'm going to grab it on the z-axis. Now let me use the knife tool to make the bumper. I'll go to the knife tool. I'm gonna do it on the x-axis, so X. I'm gonna get a better view. I'm gonna do it on the y-axis now, so I'm gonna click Y. Just gonna put it a little bit. Now I'm gonna do it on the z-axis. Now I'm gonna go to the back and do it. I'm going to click it there. I'm going to do the x-axis. Get a better view. The y-axis. And I'm going to do the z-axis. I'm going to hit the spacebar. Now I'm going to go to the front. I'm going to go to the vertex select. I'm going to select these. And this, I'm going to grab it on the y-axis. I'm going to go to face select. I'm going to select my bumpers. Now do you remember option E? So I'm going to do that. Extrude faces along normals. Now I'm gonna extrude it out a little. Now I'm gonna go to the bottom of the bumpers. I'm gonna select that. Now I'm gonna extrude it. E on the Z-axis. I think it's a little too high there, so I'm gonna go to the vertex select. Select these two vertex. And I'm gonna grab it on the Z-axis and put it a little down. So now I'm gonna go to face select again. Now I'm gonna select the windows. Well, what will be windows, so I'm gonna select these. I'm gonna do II to insert faces. Now I'm gonna do Option E, extrude faces along normals. Put it in a little bit. And I'll just change it. Let's try to put in the wheel art. So I'm gonna go into object mode. I'm gonna go to add, mesh. I'm gonna add a cube actually. And I'm gonna go to the modifiers and add a mirror modifier. Now I'm gonna go into edit mode and grab it on the x-axis. I'm gonna select this face and I'm gonna grab it on the y-axis. I'll go into edge select. I'm gonna select these two edges. Now I'm gonna do a shortcut for bevel. It's Control B. So I'm gonna bevel it. I'm gonna put segments and I'm gonna make it a little bit closer. Now I'm just gonna zoom into those. Go into vertex select. I'm gonna select these two vertex. I'm gonna right click and go to merge vertices. And I'm gonna put it at center. Same thing here. I'm just gonna go into object mode and I'm gonna grab it on the x-axis. I'm gonna grab it on the z-axis. I'm gonna grab it on the x-axis. And I'm just gonna scale it a little bit. Now I need to grab it again. So grab it on the x-axis. I'm gonna grab it on the z-axis and put it a little down. I think that could make a good wheel arch. So now I'm gonna duplicate this. So Shift D, and I'm gonna do it on the y-axis on Y. Let me just move my view. So I'll grab it on the y-axis and put it near my bumper. I'm gonna grab it on the y-axis to get it closer to the bumper. Just check views. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna select the car and I'm gonna add a Boolean modifier. So I'll just add the Boolean modifier. I'll go to my eyedropper and select this cube. Now make sure it's on difference and apply it. Now I'm gonna delete this. So I'll do the same thing here. I'm gonna select this, add modifiers, Boolean, get a better view, eyedropper, select the cube too, difference, apply, select this, delete it. Okay, I'll just put these together. I'm gonna select these, go into edit mode, A. Now if you don't want the wall in the middle of the car, you could just delete the faces, but I don't care right now. So I'm just gonna grab it on the x-axis, put them as close. I'll go to mirror and check mark clipping. Okay, that's starting to look like a truck, but we're missing wheels. So let's add a wheel. So I'll go into object mode and add a cylinder. I'll add a mirror modifier. I'll go into edit mode, grab it on the x-axis. I'll rotate it on the y-axis by 90 degrees. Now I'll just put it in this. So I'll grab it on the x-axis, grab it on the z-axis, grab it on the y-axis, grab it on the y-axis. Now I like big tires, so I'm gonna scale it up. On the z-axis, I'll just scale it up more. I'll grab it and put it up. Now that's what I call monster truck wheels. I'm gonna go to face select, I'm gonna select his face, and now I'm gonna grab it on the x-axis so that it's small. I like my tires popping out. Now let me select both faces. You know what? I think the body's too small, so I'll just go into object mode, select my body, go into edit mode. I'll select these faces and I will grab them on the z-axis. Now we need to do with the bumpers. So I'll go to edge select. I'll select this edge and this edge. Now I'll select these edges also. Now I will grab them on the z-axis and I'll adjust it. Now you can see that I already did the beveling job, so we don't need to bevel it. Okay, so now back to object mode. I'll select my tire. Go to edit mode, face select. You know what? I don't think my tire's in the middle, so let me just put it in the middle. So A, grab it on the y-axis. You know what? I think my tire could be bigger because we made the body bigger. So let me just scale it up. Now I'll grab it on the z-axis. I'll put it down. Let me just check if it's good. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so back to making the tire. I'll select this face and I'll select this face. I'll do an insert face and I'll do one more. I'll adjust the thickness. I'm gonna do option E. So just option E, extrude faces along normals. I'll just put it there for now and I will adjust it. Okay, so I'll do another insert face. Let me unselect the other side right now. And now I'll do insert face. Okay, so I'm gonna be in face select. Right now I'm just gonna extrude this. And I'll just make it smaller. Right now I'm going to go into edge select and I'm going to bevel this. So Control B. And I'll just adjust it at width. And I want this to be round, so I'll just put a bunch of segments. Now I want my tire to be more round. So I'm going to option select this. And I'm going to do option S, and you can see that like pulls it out and in. Okay, so now I'm gonna bevel it, so Control B. I'll just put it there and adjust the width. That looks good. Right now is not really the time to color, but I'm gonna duplicate this, so I don't want to do it again. So I'll just color this right now. So I'm gonna click A, I'll just go to face select. I'll go here, and I will go here, add a new material. I'll make the base color black. and I'll assign it, and I'll increase the roughness. Now I'm gonna click outside and I'm gonna option select. Now I'm gonna do shift and I'm gonna do command for short picking. And I'm just gonna select the center one. I'll just go here. I'll leave the base color as white, and I'll increase the metallicness and decrease the roughness, and I will assign it. Okay, that looks good, but we don't want this to be all mixed together, like mashed up like my rim. So I'm gonna option select that and not gonna deselect them. I'm gonna go to select and I'm gonna select check or deselect. Now you can see some are selected and some are not. Now I'm just gonna right click and delete faces. Now let me go to the other side and I'm gonna delete this face. The tire looks good now. Other than the threads, we don't have threads. Maybe in the next video I'll be talking about how to make a proper tire like with threads and all. But for now, I'm not gonna waste time. I'm just gonna go here and zoom out. And I'm gonna do A and I'm gonna duplicate it. And I'm gonna do it on the y-axis. Just put it there for now. And actually that looks good, so I'll just leave it there. I think it's time to work on the truck again, so I'm just gonna click here, tab out. I'll go to this car and tab in. Now I'm gonna go to edge select and I'm gonna select this edge and I'm gonna bevel it. I'll just put it there right now. I don't want any segments, so I'll put segments at 0 and go to face select and do insert faces. Okay, now I'm gonna go to edge select and I'm gonna select the edge and I'm gonna grab it on the x-axis. And that's gonna be our indicators. Okay, so now I'll go back to face select. I'm gonna insert a face on this. I'll just use this suggest. And now I'm gonna do option E and extrude faces along normals. And I'll just select this face and do extrude on the y-axis. Okay, that looks good. Now I'll go to the backlights. So I'll go here. And now I'm just gonna go to knife. And I'll put my knife for now right here. I'll move it on the y-axis. I'll move it on the z-axis. I'll move it on the y-axis. I'll move it on the x-axis. Now I'm gonna hit the space bar. I'm gonna select this one and I'm gonna move it on the x-axis. Put it there, space bar. You can see this is a very angular car, so maybe I'm just gonna put an angle even on the back. You won't see any car like this, but this is my car design. I don't care, I can do it. So I'll just go to vertices select and select all of these. I'll go into wireframe for a sec and just to make sure. And you can see I have this one unselected. Now I'll just unselect this. Now I'll grab it on the y-axis. Okay, that's good. Now I'll go to face select. I'm gonna select these faces and I'm gonna do option E, extrude faces along normals. Put it in. Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna select my trunk and I'm gonna do insert faces. And now I'm gonna extrude it down. I'll just make a better view and I'll extrude it down. I'm putting it very steep down. You can see the tires here, but for now, I don't care. We could add much more detail to this car, but this is already a lengthy video, and I think we're just gonna go to coloring right now. So we're gonna add a new material, and it's gonna be a black, but we're just gonna make it metallic and less rough. Now you can see that. Now I'll select our windows. I'll add a new material. I'll increase the metallicness, decrease the roughness, and I'll just change this base color to more over blue. And I'll assign it, just see how it looks. Okay, that just looks good for now. Now it's time to color the light, so I'll select this face. And I'll just select this material, new, and I'll just keep it as white and assign it. Now you can see it's not really glowing, so it's not really a light. So how do we make it glow? You can see Surface Principle BSDF. Click on that and make it emission. Then you can see the settings for it. I'll just make strength to 3. You can see it's not really so glowing. So I'll go to this camera and I'll check mark bloom. Now you can see it's glowing. If you click this drop down, you can see all of it, how it works. So if you increase the intensity, it'll make it more lighting or less lighting. Now you know how to make a light. So now I'm going to select this one. I'll go back to our materials, add a new material. I'm gonna make it red. I'm gonna change surface to emission and strength 3. And I'm gonna change the color to red. I'll assign that. Now those are glowing, so I'll just do the same thing for our backlights. I'll use this color, assign it. Now they're glowing, so I'll just go back into object mode. That's a good looking truck, don't you agree? And this is my version of Tesla Cybertruck. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.